Hey everyone, this is Joshua here with Interact. Welcome to another edition of our B2B SaaS user onboarding or SaaS onboarding reviews. These are unprovoked reviews. I'm going to be focusing on both the good, so we can learn from that, as well as the bad, so we can learn from that too. We're going to be going through a company called Capturely today. This is the first time I'm visiting the website, so you'll get raw, uncut, unfiltered feedback from me. However, we do use a 29-point inspection checklist for all of our user and SaaS onboarding reviews. Because this is going to be a shorter video, I'm not going to go through all 29 points, but it's important to note that we look at acquisition, activation, retention, and revenue as we go through this experience together. Let's dive in. Capturely. Okay, so for acquisition, we look at the homepage and we ask ourselves a couple of questions. Does this product have a clear job to be done? In other words, if I, the potential user or customer, have some kind of problem I'm trying to solve or some kind of thing I'm trying to accomplish in order to make my life better, does it seem clear that this is a potential solution to do that? I'm also going to look at things like, have other people used it? The imagery, is it clear that it does get the job done from the imagery, and so forth. So I'm going to keep those checklist items in my mind as I look through the copy here. I'm not going to spend too much time on acquisition. I think it's very clear that this headline is solving a very specific job to be done, which is understand user behavior. It literally says understand user behavior. This is great. I love when headlines clearly articulate the job to be done, and then now we have sort of the outcome statements. So identify problem spots, drive better conversion rates. So clear benefit statements, clear in the sense that it's going to make my life better, and hiring the solution is exactly what I need. I could also see that there are other companies who use this product, and that's going to increase my sense of trust. No credit card required. So what I like to see on a sign-up page is primarily two things that are important. One is risk mitigation, and two is switching costs. No credit card required is great risk mitigation. Switching costs, I don't know. It does look like this imagery is a little bit busy, but it's keeps going. And I can see the heat map, right? So it's clearly articulated. So even though seems like possibly a complex product, they did a really good job breaking it down into really easy to understand graphics that are in a reel. They seem to be going on and on. So overall, I think it's a great homepage. Okay, I'm going to go right in here and try to get started. So I'll go ahead and click on Get Started. And now what we're looking at is the sign-up process. So again, this is still within acquisition. I'm going to go ahead and skip the pricing page too much for now, although I will say 4 is a lot, but not unheard of these days. I think we're getting more sophisticated. The growth one is popping out to me. Yearly is toggled on by default. So it's pretty clear that this is what they want me to do. Although having a custom everything kind of leads me to believe that there's going to be a sales process. But in any case, for the purposes of our review, I'm going to go ahead and get started with free. And here is the sign-up process getting started. So I'm going to look at a few things here. How fast can I get the account created? I'm going to ask myself questions like, is every single step necessary? And if there are segmentation questions, do they seem appropriate? In other words, are they going to help this company create behavioral-based segments later on to help with retention? I'm going to see if there's a welcome experience as well. So I'll go ahead and put in my email and my password. Then I'm going to go ahead and accept the terms of use and privacy policy like everybody else does. And it seems like it also wants me to subscribe to some kind of marketing. I will not do that today. So the next screen is welcome, another stock photography image here. You're only one step away. Add your website to Capturely to get started. Okay, I now have an account. So incredibly fast account creation. There were no hurdles or even qualification questions, which I might challenge this company to maybe add one based on some kind of segmented or cohort-based retention metric. So we might install inner trends here, look at the product metrics for about 6 months and see if the people who stick around for 12 months kind of do something in common, and then figure out what that person has in common, so that we can qualify that segment a little bit better. All right, next I'm going to look at activation. So these are first run expectations. Is there a walkthrough or a checklist? The initial experience, is it a good UI? Does it feel like it's up to date? Asking myself other questions too, like how fast do I get to see that promise value? Does the product meet my expectations from the promise that was made to me, and so forth? So I'm looking at this, and so let's take a look at the product here. Installation. This is really nice, actually. It's 3 columns. One is a single installation step with the option to send it to a developer, because I'm just a marketing guy. I don't know what this means, right? So this could be a sticking point for me. Note that you should put a notice on your website's terms and service about recording visitors. Thanks for having my back. Totally appreciate it. Okay, can we help you? So this is nice. Everything you need. Brings me the documentation. And then information about my account. So what am I getting? I like this, but there's this warning sign. Without the installation of the tracking code, you aren't able to track your website. To use Capturely, please add the code to your website. Very clear. So I'm going to go ahead and add the code to my website. Stand by. Okay, I have indeed installed it on our website for the purposes of this test. And I'm going to refresh. So this is probably just a matter of waiting for it to ping somehow. And when it does, this will probably go away. Let's see if I can ping it. All right, this is where I'm getting stuck, which is I have actually already installed this, but there's no way for me to check it off. Like, hey guys, it did this, or even to automate. It looks like it hasn't read that I actually have indeed installed the snippet and make this go away. So that's okay. Maybe a technical thing. Maybe they don't want me to turn it off just in case I screwed it up. I am just a non-developer after all. So, okay. So promise value, I'm not quite getting. I'm not sure what to do now. Maybe I can't poke around. Everything is turned off. I like that they're enforcing this first step. They clearly know the product is worthless without it. The first visitor has arrived. Okay, it took a little bit of time. I did ping it. And wow, okay, very nice. So I got my first session. I have a nice dashboard. Love dashboards. That promise value, again, which was understand user behavior, right? So I've got a recording going on, looking at my load time. I can see what devices. I'm definitely getting that promise value immediately, actually. This was a really good experience. So now I'm not really sure what to do now, but I think the activation expectations have been well met. When we start looking at retention, this is when we start questions around product adoption. Can I see myself using this on a regular basis? I definitely can. I think this is really nice visualizations. Google Analytics is so complicated now. And if I just want a quick snapshot of sessions, this is helpful. So I'm just going to poke around. Okay, where are those heat maps that I got so excited about? They're way at the bottom. That's interesting. It's really selling the heat map. inside the product maybe would bring that up a little bit higher, just based on expectations. But it's too soon right now to see a heat map, perhaps. 0 clicks. Wow, here's our website. And here's a blank heat map. That's cool. So I'm looking at retention questions, and I think, yeah, I'd come back here, especially if I had enough traffic, weekly traffic, to make it worthwhile. The one thing that I would want to come back for is to identify problem spots and drive better conversion rates. I'm not quite sure how the product shows that to me. There's data, but I'm not sure if I see information, if that makes sense. But this is maybe more of a product question. How do you help your user look at a heat map and derive an insight from it? Perhaps maybe even with AI, GPT-4 these days could actually look at that heat map and look at the cool areas and make some design recommendations. Okay, the last part of our review is going to talk about revenue, and I think they did a good job with the upsell. First of all, there's an upgrade banner at the bottom with the chat, and you open up chat and you can talk to someone, probably a salesperson. Okay, so the revenue banner is nice. It's going to keep me there. Do you need help? That's nice. I definitely feel supported. I feel like I would come back to this product. It is a freemium that I'm on. Just to review, this is free for life. So I'll probably have to hit my head on one of these ceilings. And I'm guessing I'm probably going to get a upgrade recommendation when I do that. So that's it for a very brief review. Overall, I think this is an extremely well thought out product. The onboarding experience was clean and clear. The first task I had to do was to install the tracking code. Any product that has a tracking code to install, this is the number one obstacle that we've seen. And being able to click a button and send it to my developer, that's money right there. And not letting me be able to click around until it was detected, very, very smart. I cannot move forward, I cannot pass go until I do one thing. It's just one thing. And immediately, as soon as I did it and I activated it, my click was registered and my dashboard is populated. Very cool, because I feel like that promise of value happened within 5 minutes. So very impressed. I also think overall the promise of value, understand user behavior, was very clearly demonstrated immediately. So great acquisition experience, great activation experience. The only criticism I had was heat maps were very much important on this job to be done imagery. I would expect it to be a little bit higher in the navigation. Maybe logically, it doesn't make sense. You maybe want to start with visitors, acquisition, goals, funnel. That sort of makes sense as a product, but as a user, I hired Capturely for a job to be done. That was to get some heat maps, at least initially, and then maybe building funnels later would come. So I really want to see those heat maps immediately after that detected piece of code on the website. Okay, that's it for my review. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. I hope that some of this commentary may have provided some insights for you and your product that you can take to the bank, put into your product roadmap, or pop in a quick walkthrough guide. In particular, I think if you do have a product that has an installed code, a snippet that has to go on the user's website, I think this is a really great case study of how to do that, how to prioritize that one step and make everything revolve around that one step from the acquisition point of view as well as within the product. Take care. Talk to you next time.